Welcome back, everyone. Bitcoin is on the move here, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions. So in today's video, we are going to break down Bitcoin's chart and Ethereum's chart, show you some scenarios, and show you what I'm seeing here. So let's first dive into Ethereum, because if you've watched our most recent Ethereum technical analysis video, gave very specific instructions that if you see a wick up at 1800, that could be a very beautiful swing trade to the upside, and that's exactly what it's been so far. Now, obviously, if you're still holding your position, what I'm about to tell you is obviously the update for this position. Okay, so this is what you really want to look out for, is obviously the same plan that we went over in our last Ethereum video. So you can see we've got the double bottom right here. Really, you consider this a triple bottom, right? 1, 2, 3, beautiful wick up right there, and on our way up. Okay, but what you're noticing is the midpoint is right here, and we specifically showed you in that video that for the double bottom to really break out. Okay, so if you're a Ethereum bull, this is important for you. You need to see Ethereum break that midpoint level at around 2300, which we're not too far off. Okay, but I'd be very attentive towards this point in the chart. Now, if this breakout does occur, you can easily see, okay, an Ethereum rise to around 3,200. So super exciting stuff for you if you are a bull, but it does not mean by any means that this is a guaranteed shot. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's still highly unlikely that you break out to 3,200, but it doesn't matter if it's likely or not. If there's a possibility, you need to be ready for it. And, take advantage of whatever the market does give us. So keep an eye on a breakout past 2,400. That would be huge moment for Ethereum and Bitcoin bulls. So let's now dive into Bitcoin's chart and show you what's going on here. Also, a very important thing I'll actually probably point out here is you can see how the volume on the most recent day, it looks like it's spiking out. Okay, but if you use stockcharts.com, this must be a glitch or something that they've got in the system. Okay, because watch, it's like this with all altcoins, right? So let's look at Dogecoin, right? You're gonna see Dogecoin's volume. Actually, not today. That's weird. But oftentimes the volume is spiked out on the most recent day, the present day. Let's go to ADA and see if it's like that. No, not an ADA. Maybe XRP. It's just something I've noticed. No, that's kind of weird. But it's just something I've noticed is, with the altcoins, for some reason, it acts like there's a big volume spike, even though there's actually not a volume spike. So it's just a little glitch I would be aware of. If you're ever on stock charts, make sure you see a volume spike in the current day. It's usually a glitch, okay? So let's move on now to Bitcoin. This chart, it's looking exciting, right, if you're a bull. But once again, you have to understand it's still in a downtrend. You're still making lower highs. And so you can get excited. There's nothing wrong with getting excited, but you still need to contain those emotions and understand that a breakout at this point is still less probable than a reversal back lower. Now, scenario I'm looking at right here. This is scenario number 1 we're thinking. You can see what I have here is the green line, which is the 10-day or 10-period exponential moving average. So you can see, obviously, it's kind of a trend signal, right? When it's below, you want to be short, or like that's one way to interpret the indication, right? When it's above, you want to be long, right? That's how a lot of people use this indication. The way I want to show you how to use this right now is to point out the obvious point, is that if we look, we've obviously have not been above the 10-period exponential moving average very much. So what I actually want to do is take a measurement from the last time and the furthest bullish continuation we had past the 10-day or 10-period exponential moving average. I want to take this measurement right here, okay, from the breakout of the average, and I want to actually see where would that take us here, okay? Because once again, right, so everyone is so excited. They're like thinking, oh, look at us, we're above the moving averages. But once again, how often has that worked, right? You can see every time it gets above the moving averages, it drops right back down. Gets above the moving average, it drops back down. Gets above the moving average, it drops back down, back down, back down, back down. So everyone's so excited. They think, oh, look at that, we're above the moving average. But the last couple months has shown us that actually when we get above the averages, that's exactly when you want to short it, okay? So with this measurement, you're looking at a possible 36,000 Bitcoin, which would do what, guys? That would literally line up perfectly with this mid pivot point we had right here. I mean, literally perfectly. You don't make that up. You can see that, right? So I think that, a lot of bulls out there and a lot of these videos you're watching are going to get you so hyped up to the bull side, right? But the facts are the facts, okay? In the recent 2 to 3 months, anytime you're actually above this, 10-day exponential moving average, that's when you want to short it, because it usually doesn't sustain that price movement for long above that average, okay? So I still see absolutely some bullish potential here, but guys, once it gets to 36,000, I'd really be looking to short it there. Now, here's a common mistake a lot of people are going to probably do that they're watching this video, right? So they hear me say, hey, 36,000, good level area to probably short it. Now, we're actually going to dive into some of the levels here on a 4-hour chart, so stay tuned. But, a lot of people, they probably short it at 36,000. They set a stop loss at 36,100. And your stop loss is just going to get hunted down. Okay, so please don't do that, guys, if you're watching this video. It's a common rookie and beginner mistake a lot of people do. Just have a goal based on the levels, but don't just set your stop loss right above the level, guys. That's what a lot of newbies do, and you don't want to be the newbie getting your stop loss hunted out. Okay, so let's look at the 4-hour chart here. You can see we've got a lot of resistance, right, above us. Okay, and so first resistance we want to point out here is going to be this one at 35.5, 35.6, and the next one is where? 36,500. So you can see this whole zone right here, this area is definitely a great area to start anticipating that short. So keep that in mind. On top of that, though, you have some very strong buy volume. It would appear, right? But really, don't get it fooled. See, this is the problem with looking at smaller time frames sometimes, right? You can see these gray bars, right? They look so magnificent. It looks so bullish. Okay, but if we actually zoom out here, you're going to see that volume's really average. It's just the volume, right? The buy volume, it looks so great because you're comparing it to what? The sell volume, right? So, yeah, the buy volume might look great here, but overall, total volume, it's nothing. It's actually very underwhelming when you compare it to the volume that we've had the recent 2 months. As a matter of fact, it's actually a decrease in volume, especially when we compare it, this buy volume to this dip in this buy volume right here. You see, we literally had double the buyers coming in last time. And so that's what leads me to believe this is a very high probability for a bull trap, especially when you consider that, once again, anytime you get above these moving averages, right, everyone gets so bullish. That's actually when you want to be bearish in recent memory. Now, that's not to say the trend cannot reverse. Okay, but guys, if you want to be a high probability trader, you want to have consistency, okay? You have to trade the facts, and the fact is, in the last 3 months, what's been your most profitable strategy? It is not going long as soon as it gets above a moving average, right? Every time you do that, you get crushed over and over and over. Okay, so a lot of people are getting too excited right now, and once again, I think it's a pretty probable bull trap. Okay, so remember, nothing is definitive. So as a trader, you have to react to these levels, and right now, I think, in my opinion, the best thing to do is be patient on Bitcoin specifically. And look, here's the thing, right? So right now, if you're watching and you're not in a position, you're thinking, hey, maybe I should ride a bullish position up to 36, 36.5. I would disagree with that. Why? Because first, yes, can we get there? Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I think it's highly probable at this point. But what you have to understand if you want to be a profitable trader is right now you're targeting basically a 1,000 point move. Now, 1,000 out of 35,000, what is that, 3%? So you're targeting a 3% move. You do 10x leverage. All right, you might make 30%, which is pretty solid, okay? But think about the downside, okay? Think about the downside. You've got easily another 5,000 points back lower, right? If it just does what it's been doing, right? If the trend remains intact, if the behavior remains the same, you're going to get crushed possibly. So this is a unfavorable setup as a trader, in my opinion. Now, if you enter down here, phenomenal, right? Stay in your position possibly up to 35, 36. and obviously pay attention to those levels, the volume, and the characteristics up there. Okay, but obviously, as a trader who's not in a position, this is not the time to get overly bullish and try to jump in for a small move when really you have a big move to the downside that you could be costing yourself. So all about risk to reward. Keep that in mind, guys, and don't FOMO in. That's probably the worst thing you can do right now. Now, what is going to make you want to get bullish on Bitcoin is if you can break that pivot point. It's the same thing with Ethereum, right? So if we can break around 36.5, it's going to be an awesome sign for bulls, okay? And, that's exactly when you can actually place some serious long positions. Now, is it guaranteed? No, right? I'm not telling you go place a long position. You have to pay attention to the volume. You have to pay attention to so many factors. That's why I highly recommend you trade with a coach here at crashtraining.com on our website, so we can show you exactly when to get in, when to get out, how to risk manage, and so forth. So remember, it's pretty hard on your own if you're inexperienced and you're new, and especially if you're FOMOing in listening to these channels out there. So that being said, that's really what you're paying attention to is the mid pivot point in both Ethereum and Bitcoin. And, obviously, in my opinion, I'd say it's a 72% probability there's going to be a bull trap with a reversal back lower based on the trend. It's downtrend. We're making lower highs. It's really that simple, okay? Anytime we get above these moving averages, drop, up, drop, up, drop, up, drop. And I expect that to remain the same until proven otherwise, just like in the S&P 500, guys. I feel like an idiot sometimes. I've just watched this uptrend remain intact over and over and over. And so you can see here, right? Uptrend, buy the dip, uptrend, buy the dip, uptrend, buy the dip, uptrend, buy the dip, uptrend, buy the dip. And so you can be the guy who every single time thinks it's over. The market's going to crash, the market's over. Right, and so I thought that this last time, and I was wrong. It is what it is. You can't be right every single time. So, my advice is stay with the trend as of now, especially when you have this weak and underwhelming volume. All right, so look, if there's stronger volume, I think there's a lot more validity to this bullish move. But once again, you can see that volume is pretty damn weak. So keep that in mind. Now, guys, what do you do now that this video is approaching an end? Guys, first off, my first advice and tip I can give you is stay patient, relax, and don't FOMO in. That's the number one thing. If there's one thing you get from this video, get that. Don't FOMO in, relax, take your time. And that being said, guys, do get ready. Okay, do get ready. We can see some serious movement here very soon, and I want you to be ready. So now, if you've been following this channel for some time and you've been considering joining one of our programs, I've got a very exciting news for you. For this week, we have a very special deal where if you purchase the charts course, you'll actually get your first week of trading with a coach for completely free. Okay, so you don't have to pay $6.99, you don't have to pay $15.99, you don't have to pay $4K to trade with a coach. You actually trade with a coach for completely free your first week. Okay, so if there's ever been a better time to join, I can't think of it, okay? This is the best time to join, especially when we're setting up and preparing for some serious volatility here, not only in Bitcoin, but also in the stock market, guys. And I'll be honest, we haven't been trading Bitcoin too much recently because we've had earnings season starting, guys, and it's been phenomenal. We nailed the Netflix trade last week here, Tuesday after hours. And guys, I mean, this is really this is the most exciting time of the quarter is when earnings season begins. So we've been trading a little less BTC, but guys, once again, the opportunities are just plentiful right now. So just make sure whether you're trading stocks or crypto, okay, this deal is for you. You can trade with a coach for free your first week. So I don't care if you trade crypto or stocks, guys. Let's rock and roll. And let's make some money this week, guys. Best of luck. I'll actually be uploading this video about week 2 of the earnings season coming up here, so don't miss it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And guys, if you're just trading crypto, I respect that. It's awesome. At the same time, you're missing out on some huge opportunities in the stock market. So highly advise you get a trading account set up and join us for the earnings season because it's phenomenal. And what I love about trading options, okay, is you can lose 100%, but guess what? You can also lose 100% trading BTC, right? If you go too high on leverage and, you can get liquidated, right? So, okay, you can lose 100% in both of your position. But the beautiful thing about trading earnings and trading stocks with options, you can, literally every week you can make 700%. You can make 1,000% with a very small amount of money. So here's the thing about BTC trading is I see a lot of guys with small accounts trying to trade BTC. Now, yes, can you build up to some substantial profits over time? Yeah, you can. It's just going to take a very long time of being very consistent. Now, with options, right? So think about it. You start $2,000 with a crypto account and you start $2,000 on options. Guys, you can literally turn $2,000 into $10,000 in no time, okay? With options. You can turn that 2,000 into 10,000 in 1 week, okay? Easily with earning season and with our plays, okay? Now with crypto and with BTC, let's say you make 50%. All right, you just turn your account from 2,000 to 3,000. So you make 50% again. All right, you just turn your account from 3,000 to 4,500. But guys, it just doesn't add up to nearly as much as options if you have the right trade opportunities in options. Okay, so both are phenomenal. I love crypto because it's so laid back, and I feel like it really is. It is a lot easier than trading options if you don't know how to trade options like we do. Okay, so guys, both are phenomenal. All right, I just want to make sure that, look, if you really want to be a versatile trader, you got to be able to do both, because sometimes crypto slows down and sometimes the stock market slows down. So when one of these markets slows down, it's great to be able to just jump into the other one when it's more volatile. So both are phenomenal. But that being said, doesn't matter what you do. Let's make some money this week. All right, so guys, schedule a 20-minute call, by the way, before you join, for that special promo deal where you'll get your first week of trading for completely free. And remember, you also get 10% off when you pay in Bitcoin. So you can get 10% off the course and you get a free week of trading. I mean, god damn it, guys. This is the time. All right, so let's rock and roll. Huge things ahead. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And tell me your probability, guys. What do you think? I told you my probability. I think it's 72% chance bull trap, 28% chance breakout. Okay, and obviously I'm going to keep you up to date. So stay subscribed to the channel, have your notification bell on. And if you want to join our WhatsApp group, you can do that as well. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Let's rock and roll, and let's have a great week.